Bringing Kimberly Halkett, who's inside the convention venue in Chicago. Barack Obama and indeed the former First Lady Michelle got huge receptions from a packed convention center.
Yeah, there's no question that it was standing room only here in Chicago as Michelle Obama made the case for Kamala Harris, saying hope is making a comeback. And you heard there Barack Obama talking about making the same case and really making the argument that America is ready for not only the first female president, but for the first woman of color to lead this nation. I want to talk to a Democratic strategist about this and about sort of that vision. I want to bring in Ashley Bryant Bailey, who has been working on this strategy and can talk to us a little bit more about it. And, you know, there was really the Democratic Party's heavyweights here tonight taking center stage. The Obamas, they are really the sort of the ideology behind the Democratic Party in many ways, but they're also the celebrities of the party. And we certainly saw that when they took the stage, the crowd went wild. What is it about the Obamas and what they have to say that really motivates this party and motivates this party to not only get out and vote, but to get others to get out and vote and to vote for Kamala Harris?
Sure. Well, you know, I think it goes unsaid that the Obama presidency was transformational, and Michelle and Barack are still just amazingly transcendent when it comes to speaking to all Americans, right? Speaking to all voters and making sure that we're, cutting that no nonsense. We're going to get to the issues and we're going to talk about American values. And Barack and Michelle do that very well. They're always culturally on the nose. They understand what's happening. They have a pulse on what Americans really want, the values that we're leading with our votes and the issues that are most critical. And so, yeah, there are celebrities in there in their own right, but Barack was a transformational president, and he continues to be very culturally relevant, someone that voters and Americans still look up to, still want to know not just who he's endorsing, but what he's reading, what music he's listening to, right? And so it just makes so much sense for them to be here tonight, to be kind of keynoting and just really revving up that energy that's been so palpable in the room.
And I think I heard or read somewhere that the Democratic Party really kind of talked about the speakers tonight, including the Obamas, as the trusted messengers. How are you utilizing that messenger sort of theme and the message to try and, in this very close race, win the election?
Sure. Well, again, it's always great to have validators, people that Americans can trust, people that have stayed, with the leadership, have been critical voices for the Democratic Party for years, but also bringing in fresh voices, right? We had some folks that were former Republicans, some people who still identify as Republicans. And that honesty, if you will, is really resonant with folks, knowing that you can still be aligned as a Republican, but actually be here and ready to say, actually what this country needs is a Kamala Harris, is a Tim Walz. And so messaging is very, very important, but the source is more important, right? Because we have to make sure that we're using those trusted messengers to really resonate with the folks that are out there and that are at home. It has to go beyond the United Center. It has to really reach the millions of folks that are watching at home.
That's for sure, especially when right now the polls are showing that it is such a close race. All right, we've got to thank you very much. Ashley Bryant Bailey, Democratic strategist, thank you for joining us here on Al Jazeera. And we are going to stay here throughout the week. We've still got another couple of days for the Democratic National Convention here in Chicago, but for now, I'm going to hand it back to you in Doha.
Kimberly, thank you very much. Kimberly Halkett inside that convention center.